people. Alex, I have to say, I'm with the people that still have questions about this. I kind of don't buy the nothing to see here, and I don't know that the Justice Department helped their case. They released this video. Let's show it. It shows no one entered the area surrounding Epstein's cell in the hours before he died. But there's something significant about this videotape. What is it?
Well, here's one thing that some people on the internet are picking up on, which is that there is about a minute missing between 11:58 p.m. 58 seconds and 12 a.m. the night that Epstein was apparently killed or died.
Alex, I have to say.
All right, so what's going on, everybody? I was supposed to release a video earlier. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. I know I'm a little bit late, but work calls I schedule, but sometimes the schedule doesn't work out when you're in the middle of a work day. But what's going on, everybody? We're going to talk about this. I couldn't wait until Wednesday. I had a rundown ready. Thursday. I had a rundown ready for Thursday. I said, nope, this can't wait. So apparently there is no Epstein client list. But remember just a few months ago when AG Pam Bondi
be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you. The deal.
So it was on her desk. And now there is no client list. I think this is appropriate.
Why you always lying?
Nope, we don't. I don't think people are going to, like you said, CNN doesn't even believe this. You were elected, and this administration was elected based on telling us the truth. Because just a few weeks ago, this is a pretty important guy in the administration. This is what he says.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
So apparently somebody...
You're a liar. You're a liar.
What? Guys?
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
Okay, seriously, we need to release it. But now, poof, gone. But I mean, we were sitting there waiting, like, let's see we'll get this list from the Trump administration. America first, and we were led to believe. I was led to believe there'd be cake. Right? There'd be cake. There'd be an Epstein list, a client list. Where is it, guys? Okay, where is it? We need to know. And apparently this is the play, right? We're all believing the same thing. Let's see. Hold on. Where is it? Where is she? Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to believe. Jeffrey Epstein.
Here we go. Let's go back. Let's go back.
So the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars. They have an operation going on right now called Summer Heat, which has our murder rate trending in the lowest direction in United States history.
Congratulations,
Their emphasis on violent crime and locking up violent criminals has led to the arrest of 14,000 violent criminals. That's a 62% increase from the same time period last year. So this Attorney General and the FBI Director are committed to putting bad people behind bars where they belong. They promised an exhaustive review. That's what they did. For any further details, I would refer you to the Department of Justice.
So they're committed to putting bad people behind bars unless they were on the client list, which was on the desk, but magically disappeared and also needed to be redacted. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for you, Caroline. It's not looking good. Apparently. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Nope. Yeah. It's not looking good at all. Guys, you just
Why you always lying?
just stop all the lying. We understand it, guys. We didn't have the wool over our eyes. We understood that what we were trying to push against was the onslaught of the left. We didn't expect you guys to be perfect. We didn't expect you all to go in with and there be nothing that you all did wrong. We understood that. But the main things, keeping the main things the main thing, we anticipated that you would be able to do that. Like the deportation of the illegal immigrants. Check. Good job. Economy. Peace-ish. Through strength. Okay, we get it. But the Epstein client list, this was kind of a promise that you all made, right? To get us third-party people and, I guess independents to come to your side. I get it, right? This is making this seem more and more true, right? Here it is. And again, don't get me wrong, Kamala was no option, right? There was no way I was voting Democrat. Never will vote Democrat again in my life. If you could come in and like the video, thank you to everybody that's joining in. I'm never voting Democrat again in my life. They are anti-logic, anti-Bible. They're just a party that you can't get on board with. I get that, right? I get that. But we're really starting to believe now. Time to drop the really big bomb. He's in the files. That's why they have not been made public. Yeah, so now this makes it look like Elon was right. Like that's what people who were like, okay, no to the Democrats, but we're going to give you all a chance. We're going to give you a chance, MAGA, again. We're going to give you a chance. We're going to ride with y'all. We're going to ride with y'all, right? And now, this is going to be the natural progression that people going to make. They're going to go backtrack and they're going to say, well, you know what? They had the list and now they don't have the list. Whether Trump is indicated in the list as one of the people who engaged in these criminal acts or not, whether he's just in the list as the passing, whatever, people are going to start to believe that the reason why the list hasn't been made public, or that it's no longer a list, there's no longer a list, they're going to start thinking that. And all of the goodwill that you've built up with people can easily come crashing down with this misstep, because you're looking You're looking a lot like the Biden administration right now. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. This is what you're doing. You're looking like this, right?
Why you always lying?
Like you're always lying. You had the list. Bondi had the list. Now she doesn't. What happened to the list? Oh, well, she misspoke. And then your director of, right? Look, we gotta, for that person who asked that question, what do you think? Yeah, this is what she thinks, right? What do you think she thinks right now? I'm gonna post that one. That's a good question, right? This is what she thinks. So if there are no clients, why am I in jail? Right? Why am I in jail? This doesn't make any sense. What did I do? What are you? What did I do? Right? What did I do? Right? Now, we have to hold Trump's feet to the fire. The MAGA movement or people who supported him have to make a dent in social media calling this out. And I think a lot of people are. Most of the top level, the top people, the Tucker Carlsons, the Candace Owens, with the people with the big platforms are pushing back on this and rightfully calling it out, because we can't let this slide. Can't let this slide. Now look at this. Let's look at this. Difference in 2 years, right? Difference in 2 years, okay? Yeah, and again, with the left, we really don't care what they think, right? This has to be because they have TDS, right? We don't care what they think. The people who think rationally, that can take the good with the bad, see this as this is a negative, a huge red flag for the Trump administration, right? We're not going to join with you guys in your TDS. We don't have it, but we want to see that list. You guys can, again, from the outside looking, you guys can talk about us. We really don't care, because you've lost all objectivity. So even if you say something correct, like you get points for being right one time when you've been lying for the past 8 years. So, I mean, okay, guys, great. All right, so let's go. Here we go.
The FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history.
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but release the names, right?
And I've said it. Dan Bongino said it. We've reviewed all the information, and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself. Do you think, let's play out the logical conclusion of this. Do you think that myself, Bongino, and others would participate in hiding information about Epstein's grotesque activities? Or do you think we would also participate in not prosecuting people we had evidence to prosecute people on? Where's the videotape of an Epstein Island of X, Y, and Z committing these frauds? Why haven't you given it to us? Do you really think I wouldn't give that to you if it existed?
Well, we kind of do now. Yes, because of your affiliations, right? So people have been doing some digging into Cash Patel's, what was it? I had that one. What did I say? Yeah. Let me see. Right, into Cash Patel's connections to see whether or not there's any reason why he won't give up the list. Right? Could there be a reason? Okay. Well, his girlfriend works for PragerU. So they're trying to make connections. what happens when you start when you break promises and we can't figure out why? People start to do digging. Right? People are going to say, "Oh, okay." Now, here's the thing that's really weird, because Democrats are in here, libtards are in here, right? And they're claiming that this is a Trump issue. Do we not realize that for 4 years of Biden's presidency, this list existed? This is not your time to do a victory lap. Okay? Right? This is not the time for you to do a victory lap, right? Because your administration didn't do anything either. Just like they're blaming these floods on Trump, but the same type of natural disasters happened when the Biden administration was in office, but when the left blamed, or when the right blamed him, they were like, "No, it's a natural disaster. How could he ever foresee anything going on?" Like, guys, this is the difference between being consistent and inconsistent. But now, guys, it's really, yes, Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Don't trust them new ninjas over there. Right, there you go. So that's for you all that come in and do that. Thank you. You're right there. Okay, we appreciate you. Right, and right there you go. He's still your president. Okay, you may not like it, but he's still your president. All right, there you go. That's just to rile up the lefties and the that come in and want to just drop little insults. Right. Okay, so we're looking at this and we got the side eye, right, to Cash, to Pam, to Carolyn, and it's rolling up to you, Trump. JD is right. He just said it. We need to really release that list. Well, that's your vice president. If your vice president goes around saying that the list needs to be released, you would think that he knows that there's a list. That might not, and that might not be a bad idea. Smart city agenda, get rid of all of these, right? All of these cities, and then, right? Yeah. Yep. So, and usher in the new smart city age. Yes. Now, let's see. We so much stuff to cover on that. Oh man. Well, we got Caroline Ghislaine. Yes. Is that how you say her name? I've heard her name said so many different ways. Right. Where is the list? That's all we want. We just want to know where the list is. So apparently he what's going on? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. We got 371. We had up to 600 people in. Could we get some likes on the video? I'm going to post that in the chat so you all can see that. Like the video, right? Like the video. Did it not post? Where is it? Did it not post? Okay. It's supposed to post. There it is. Like the video. There we go. It's going to post twice now. All right. If you could like the video. Now, we're going to talk about, man. So it just really looks bad. It looks bad. Now, why do we say that about Cash? Well, because Cash is Israel first, apparently. Okay. And that's now been unearthed. Yeah.
We will shut off the machinery that feeds money into Iran. We will no longer have 100 hostages still in captivity, Israeli and American and otherwise, by Hamas and Iran's Hezbollah mercenary forces. We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel and bring home Israelis and make sure we stand by our number one ally in Israel.
No, sir. This whole number one ally stuff, we've already talked about this. They're not our number one ally. That's a lie. Unfortunately, we have been fed that lie because of Zionism. You can check out my video, Zionism is Toxic, or Christian Zionism is toxic. But that's why people are putting 2 and 2 together, getting 4, and saying, "Oh, you know what? There could be some connection here because Israel, Cash Patel, Epstein list. That's people are starting to make the connections. Why is this the head of the FBI not interested in prosecuting these higher ups who have been linked to, trafficking? Let's just say that. So this is what we need from Donald Trump. Okay? Donald Trump, if you want, and I know you're not going to see my video. All right? But we need you to make these people do their jobs. You hired them, or you got to get them out, clean them out. Right? They say, 152 days since, what's her name? Where is she? Bondi, right? Has been in office. If she can't get the job done, if Cash Patel can't get the job done, if they can't unearth or discover the client list, we need to know, was it destroyed before you all got it? But that wouldn't be possible because you said you had it just a few months ago. You had it. Now you don't have it. So which is it? Right? Which is it? And all of these, the switching up in 2023, Cash from 2023 to 2025, the change. Right. Yeah, he doesn't have it, but I mean, he could request that she resign. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is Cash again.
I never believed that the CIA killed Kennedy.
It's all starting to add up.
You're talking to a guy that's read the entire JFK file.
You've seen all the secret stuff?
I've seen all of that, and I've seen the 7 pages of the 9/11 report. I've seen it all.
You don't say that to people that you can't tell what you saw. Should the Kennedy stuff be released?
Yes.
Is there anything there that is like, is anybody alive?
The problem is, the things that we can't release have nothing to do with the questions you guys are asking.
Well, then release it.
That's about as far as I can go on it. But like the answers you guys want, you pretty much have them.
Oh, we do.
There's very minimal stuff that can't be seen for things that you wouldn't even think are related to that.
Why can't we release them?
And you're thinking temporally, like, did it stop back then? Right? You know, the way intelligence works is you're always developing it. Where did I get that? Where did that go? Oh, hey, I found that guy 5 years ago. Let's go talk to him. Where does that get us? You know, it's a little bit bigger of a jigsaw puzzle. I mean, it's the same. Look, so the 7 pages of the 9/11 report, yes, overnight, that needs to come out. I'm telling you, that's got to go. And there will be some people that are pissed off.
Why you always lying?
It's like when they start either talking. Yeah, right. And it again, I the connections are just too obvious. People are looking at the world and saying, well, you know what? This plus this plus this doesn't add up. So we're being lied to. Just the list. We want the list. That's all. We just want the list. We want to know who amongst world leaders, celebrities, and the like were engaging in some of the most vile acts known to humankind, so that we can get them as far away from power and influence as possible. Now, again, we know that the systems of control that we are operating under, right? Someone mentioned it earlier, 1984, Brave New World. It's Huxleyan. It's, it's Minority Report, all of this stuff. We've had authors in the past essentially give us the roadmap or, right, the blueprint. But apparently this is the playbook for those in power. And we're sitting here in the midst of it, trying to make sense of it all. And then the false flags and the constant, if you think about it, the Carmelo Anthony situation was how long ago? And it feels like a lifetime ago. The previous election feels like a lifetime ago. We're constantly being bombarded with more and more information. People are demanding that we take a side. Your virtue is, made you're either filled with virtue or filled with vice based on these positions that you take, that you never have time to to assess and think about thoroughly. Like, what is your position on Palestine or in Israel? Oh, you're not pro-Israel. Oh, you're pro-Palestine. You're a horrible person, right? And so this is the constant. So you're like Dory from Finding Nemo, right? Just the next thing, huh? And so that's how they want us living, while behind the scenes they're controlling everything. And it just at some point it becomes exhausting. Well, how do I make a determination on things when 2 minutes later there's another, like the Texas floods happening? We can't even think about that. Now the North Carolina floods are happening. Oh, and then the Epstein client list. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Right? And then Israel and Palestine still going on. Russia and Ukraine still going on. Trump and the tariffs still going on. Elon starting a brand new third party. Right? It's like a political party. And so you're like, okay, what do I do? And so you're sitting there thinking, well, I have to have an opinion on everything, right? There are people who want me to comment on virtually everything. They come in and they ask questions about, well, what about this esoteric thing that you may not even know about, that you haven't had time to read about? Well, I've studied it, and I think you're an idiot if you haven't studied it and are as well versed as I am on the subject. It's like, okay. But we're being tossed to and fro with all of these different, the news cycle tosses us to and fro. We're supposed to have an opinion about everything. And it's just, at some point we're like, look, can y'all just give us the list? That's what we want. And then let us make a determination. I want to see the list because I want to know who's compromised. Now, I generally don't trust any politician. I only trust Trump to a certain degree. He doesn't have my full trust. I do trust that he will try to do what's best for America because he likes living here and he's made money here and he has children and he wants America to be prosperous into the future. If he has any sense, he doesn't want the country to be destroyed, the one that has helped him to garner such wealth. So that's as far as I trust him. Now, I don't know what he does in his personal life. I don't really care. I didn't care what Biden did in his personal life to a certain he was just comatose and a horrible leader. So I wanted him out. Kamala, horrible leader. I didn't want her to be in charge of the country. Right? So, unfortunately, now everybody has to take a side, right? You're either, if you see any good in Trump, you're a horrible person, right? If you see, right? So that's the easy virtue signal. Right? That's the easy one. Like, oh, okay, well, you voted for him. You must be a horrible person, an antichrist, and delusional, guys, right? That's right. You must be an Uncle Ruckus, no relation, right? You got to be, and you're black. Yes, of course, right? And if you did vote for him, right, you're obviously, And
you ain't black.
I ain't black. I get it, guys. I get it. I get it. I ain't black. I'm a boot-licking Uncle Tom. I get it. All right, guys. I know. It makes you feel better. Good job, guys. All right, good jobs. All right, there we go. So, there were a bunch of other things that I wanted to talk about, but let's see, how far have we gotten? Because I have like an hour and a half today. We've been 30 minutes. Yeah. We've been 30 minutes in. Yeah. So, what I want them to do is what they promised. Deliver us the list. That's what you promised. Deliver the list. Right? Deliver the list. Yeah. So that's what we want. Now, don't try to tell us that you had the list and now you don't have the list. That's right.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're a liar. Right? But if you had it and you don't have it now, something happened in between that time and now, right? And we're trying to figure it out. We're waiting, right? We're waiting. We want to see it. We want to see it, right? We want to see it. Okay. And what is it? He said, never trust a Zionist politician ever, right? Because they are Israel first. They are not America first. And that makes sense. Right? Yeah. Okay? They're Israel first. They're not America first. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Okay? Let's see. Now, that number's going up, but help me to get those likes up too. Right? The likes up. Yes, like the video on the way in. Thank you. Like the video on the way in. All right? So y'all doing half of it. I love that. Y'all subscribing. Can we get those? Yes, get those likes up. Yes, that helps. Because I'm giving y'all a lunchtime live because I won't be here in the afternoons to do a live. But I am enjoying this lunchtime conversation. All right. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the Texas floods. Yeah, we're going to talk about that real quick. Now, I know it seems like that's been just dwarfed. Unless you're a family member of someone who's been dealing with it or you're down there in Texas, it seems like this is the 24-hour news cycle, right? It's unbelievable, right? Anyway, let's talk about it, right? Because all right, there you go. Let's see. All right, so we're going to talk about this. Now, this is Trump's response to it. Everyone was complaining about him not responding on July 4th immediately while, hold on one second. Here we go. It's multiple times he's responded to it, but let's look at it. All right.
Very much. We've been in touch with Governor Abbott and very close to Governor Abbott and everybody in Texas. Kristi Noem has, as you know, been there and will continue to be there. And we're working very close with representatives from Texas, and it's a horrible thing that took place. Absolutely horrible. So we say God bless all of the people that have gone through so much, and God bless the state of Texas. It's an incredible place. Very much. We've been in touch with.
All right. So now, I don't know. I think that's a good question. Let me ask. I'm going to answer this one. I like this one. I generally only put up super chats, but I think this is a great question. McTroll, interesting name there. Do you think Trump is being paid by the Jews? I do think so. I think that even if he isn't, I think that that Israel has too much influence in our politics. Whether it be from lobbyists or from Christian Zionist politicians that, view Israel as the greatest nation on the planet, right? Tammy Bruce, Ted Cruz, and the like. These people have a high opinion, an exalted opinion of the nation of Israel, and it's not good for our nation that they believe what they believe about that nation. So, do I think he's being paid? I have no idea. I believe that he can be influenced by people around him who are Zionists, and whether he knows it or not, whether he knows it or not, he can be swayed to do things that are more Israel first than they are America first. So, yeah. So, yep. So there it is. I don't know. That's a great question, though. All right. Now, let's see. All right. So he responds, right? He declared a disaster so that they can get the funds that they need. And, oh, what's going on? Let's see. All right. So let me bring the chat back up. All right. Thank you, Jorge. All right. For the $5 super chat. Thank you. Who do you think Epstein worked for? That country has video of Trump and them children. I don't know. I don't know who he worked for. See, that's the problem. We don't know. It's possible. People are trying to make connections to what they're saying, Israel, Mossad. They're trying to make connections based on the what doesn't make sense about how we had the list and now we don't have the list. So people are going to start digging and trying to find out why these higher ups are trying to hide the list. And they're starting to make the connections, right? So, yeah. Yeah, appreciate you, McTroll. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Long time watcher, first time subscriber. I like it. Yeah. So we're trying to build a channel, just having conversations, right? I mean, obviously I can't, once you get 500-600 people in here, you can't just have a conversation with everybody. But yeah, we care about the list, right? Because we can find out who's compromised. That's the point. We want to know who in our government is compromised. Because once you find out who is compromised, then you know who to look out for. Oh, you're making that like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz openly admitted that he wants to be the biggest defender of Israel in the United States Congress, Senate, wherever when he came in. Okay, so now we know he's compromised. He doesn't want to be the biggest defender of America. He's not America first. Now we can look at him and say, oh, well, you're Israel first. Okay, we know what to expect from you. Okay? We know what to expect from you. So we don't think of you as America first. Okay, good. Hopefully in the next election, you'll be voted out and nobody will ever look at you the same again. Tammy Bruce, same thing. Israel first. So when we start finding out who's actually America first and who's Israel first, what's going on, Brother Caleb Collins? We can start to recognize who's compromised and then get those people out of office. That's been the one good thing about Trump's administration, is that we're starting to see who's compromised. Now, let's hold on to with this situation here, is Trump compromised? Because that's gonna go a long way to determining the midterms next year. So yeah, we gotta keep our eye on them. Keep our eye on them. Yes. All right. Yes. So anyway, now we've got. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing. I appreciate you. You could also join the channel for $1. That helps to get some special perks, some behind the scenes things. Right. It's just something. Right. Trying to build this thing. Build this thing. Now. We're talking about the floods, all right? Now, the responses to the flood. Ooh-wee. All right, so Trump's response, and then, all right, we've had a lot of crazy responses, but let's look at this one. Okay, hold on one second. Let's bring this over here. Get some of these, right? Oh, Rosie O.
And what a horror story in Texas. the flash floods in Texas, the Guadalupe River, 51 missing, 51 dead, more missing, children at a camp. And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis, because he's put this country in so much danger by his horrible, horrible decisions.
Isn't she in Ireland?
Ridiculously immoral bill that he just signed into law. As Republicans cheered, people will die as a result, and they've started already. Shame on him. Shame on every GOP sycophant who's listening and following the disastrous decisions of this mentally incapacitated POTUS. And what a horror story in Texas.
So let's look at this real quick. Hold on one second. I'm gonna pause that. She said in this country. Didn't she leave? She left. So what is she talking about, this country? She's not here. Why is she worried about our affairs? Worry about what's going on in Ireland. That's where you live now. She's so Trump deranged that she has to comment on everything he does, right? And again, look at the connection that she's making. Because Trump did X, Y, and Z and didn't fund this or didn't fund that, and he made cuts here and cuts there, and now the floods are happening. Instead of just mourning, this is a sad situation. These people are using it as an opportunity to score political points. There are people who've lost their lives, young children who've lost their lives. They were just at a camp trying to enjoy their summer. These parents will never see their children again. What does she do? Get online and try to score political points. Again, this TDS, because Trump has control over the weather now, apparently. Now, what did she say when hurricanes hit, the situation in North Carolina with the hurricanes there? Was she saying the same thing when Biden was in office? See, the partisanship is, I mean, we can just let these people talk and they'll put their foot in their mouth, right? All Democrats do is lie. Now look at this. Weather Service had extra staffers. Sorry, let me bring that back. All right. Let's see. The National Weather Service office in New Braunfels, which delivers forecasts for Austin, San Antonio, and the surrounding areas, had extra staff on duty during the storms, Runyon says. Where the office would typically have 2 forecasters on duty during clear weather, they had up to 5 on staff. There were extra people in here that night, and that's typical in every Weather Service office. You staff up for an event and bring people in on overtime and hold people over. So that's all they do is lie. That's all they do is lie, right? Now I don't like the comment, but I tell you what, I do love a good burger. And if someone asks for their burger well done, we ask them kindly, yet firmly, to leave. I tell you what. All right. I don't like, but I love that. I love that show though. Right. So, right. Big King of the Hill fan. Okay. Tell you what. Now, this is not it. So she wasn't the only one that had a response. There were people, right, who were celebrating this. Celebrating the hatred on display for those young people that lost their lives simply because they were white is grotesque.
To be the one who points it out, but it seems like it needs to get pointed out. So are we not paying attention to majority of the videos that's being shared about this flood and the certain that's on the videos? Hopefully this is opening up some eyes and showing people that he watches. I don't matter who's watching. They're watching. They see you as a person and what you're teaching your kids and how your children treat others and how you treat others. Others. And maybe y'all weren't the best of, helping thy neighbor unless they were still or the same as you. Because I find it ironic that it was the deep southern of Texas that it happened to. We knew back in the days where they used to do everything deep down in the southern.
Right.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
And she wasn't the most famous one. I'm getting to the most famous one last. But these people are brazen in their hatred for white people. Brazen. Could you imagine? Man. Look. Now, this may be a little, this may have some language in it. But let's listen.
I'm going to say it because y'all scary as fuck.
Yeah, you see, you can't even with these mouths. I don't want to play this.
I don't give a damn.
She doesn't.
Them little girls, them people died because of racism, not politics. Boom, I said it. I don't give a fuck. And I said no. Nope. Because more YT people will have to DIE in order for motherfuckers to what? CARE. I said what the fuck I said. I don't give a fuck, and minds are here with me. We voted the correct way. You reap what the fuck you sow. Just the night before the flash flood happened, y'all were okay with motherfuckers being stripped away from their motherfucking families. And
I can't with this mouth. You know what? I might do a short where I bleep out all of her. Yeah. Where I bleep out all of her expletives. But yeah, it's just too much. Oh, man. So, this is... yeah. But essentially saying that the young girls died because of racism. I don't know. I mean, whew, boy. Well, that's it. But I mean, she had some, this is, again, there are, I didn't catalog all of them, but y'all know the most famous, right? The most famous woman who's been trending she was the one in the thumbnail. Here you go.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but can't miss.
Now listen to that. If you say the words, I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, don't you think it's a good idea to shut your mouth? Probably, right? Probably, right? Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Thank you, everybody. Don't trust them new ninjas over there. Don't trust them new ninjas over there. All right, there you go. Okay,
Whites
for you all that come in and do that.
Girls
Now let's listen
Christian
back.
camp.
Let's start back. Here we go.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp.
It doesn't say whites only.
They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white, white-only, conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going, period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. It's not to say that we don't want the girls to be found, whatever girls that are missing or whatever right now, but you best believe, especially in today's political climate, if this were a group of Hispanic girls, especially with them being in East Texas, it should be most likely Hispanic. If this were a group of Hispanic girls out there, this would not be getting this type of coverage that they're getting. No one would give a fuck. And all these white people, the parents of these little girls, would be saying things like they need to be deported, they shouldn't have been here in the first place, and yada, yada, yada. So before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better, da, 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 da. The parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave, exclusionary just for white people, with all the black people in East Texas, with all the Hispanic people in East Texas. Somehow, some way, you have carved out an all-white, whites-only enclave in East Texas for your white children. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. Once again, this is no shade to the girls. I hope they all get found. But once again, y'all have to understand the climate that we're living in. They want you to have sympathy for these people. They want you to get out of your bed and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
So she said she wants the girls found, but this was also her sentiment. Consequences for what? Maybe it was God's will to wash them little blanks away. This was also her. So which is it? You want the girls to be found, or you think it was God's will to wash the little C words away? That's what you said, Sadie. So you can't see, they can't hide their hatred for very long. Just keep them talking. Keep them talking. Right? She's a hateful person. Right? And again, she's been made famous. Now people are doxing her and saying, "Oh, that's her husband and her that's her husband and her sons." And her husband had to come out with a statement saying, "Well, I believe in love and empathy. I don't condone my wife's comments about that." And here's the other thing. Why is it inherently a bad thing that white people want to be around other white people? At Camp Mystic, if their societal group is majority white, why wouldn't their camp be majority white? And why wouldn't they want to create, if they have the resources to create a camp for their children? And if they happen to be majority white, so be it. Something being majority white is not inherently, right?
That's racist!
It's not inherently racist. Just like something being inherently black isn't inherently racist, or inherently Korean or Vietnamese or African. But you see the hatred that this woman has. Right. brother Derek Derek Franklin, welcome, brother. Right. Just demonstrated black fatigue on steroids. Exactly. It's insane. But people are saying, oh, she's random. But these are the people that voted for Kamala Harris. Hateful, race obsessed people who can't even just take time to mourn the passing of some young girls whose lives were cut short while they were at camp enjoying a good time at a Christian camp. No, they have to racialize it. They have to display their hatred for white people. They have to get online and say, I don't care about those little girls because their parents are white and they are inherently racist. That's what they have. They have to get on, record a video to let their thoughts be known. If you think it, keep it to yourself. Now all you've done is been doxxed. Now your name is infamous. Congratulations, right? Congratulations. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is, right? And to everybody, all right, just to remind you, right? For all the Americans, right? That's your president right there. That's your president, okay? That's your president, right? Now, unfortunately, I talked about it at the beginning. We looking at him with the side eye. All right. For right now, like why those lists? Why the list? Why the list? Why the list hasn't been released? We need the list. We need that list. Okay. Now, but we weren't going to vote for this though, right? We weren't.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
We were not voting for that. Sorry, that was not going to happen. All right. So Sadie. Nights. Oh, and then wait. Then right, that hateful woman who decided she wanted everybody to like she was just fine with those young women and all of these people, right? That's what we want. We want the list, right? Okay, but she's getting ready for church.
Racist.
Right?
I hope that seeing my face this morning has really pissed
She's getting
you
ready
off.
for church.
I know y'all really hate the girl, but hold on. Somebody called me fat in the comments. Now that, the monkeys and the niggas and we hope you die, bitch, that shit don't get me. But hold on. Somebody called me fat. What's tea? Because what am I missing here? Hold on. I just lost 5 pounds. What you will not do is body shame and call a skinny bitch fat. That's what you won't do.
She just called herself a B. Wow.
Well, it's another beautiful day in Zamunda. It's Sunday morning. Are y'all going to church? Are you going to church? It'd be nice if you did. Go ahead and show up. Go ahead and show up to the Universalist Church. Go ahead. It'd be nice. I mean, they're definitely used to having MAGA protesters at their church, so it really wouldn't be anything new. They're used to evangelical psychopaths out there protesting against them. They're out there all the time.
So like the Universalist Church is pointless, right?
You can't make this up.
You can't make it up. What? Like, you just go to a Bible unbelieving church. It's Universalist, right? What's the point of you? What's the point of a Universalist church? I don't know. Maybe something. What's going on with the Derek Franklin? All right, here we go. All right, the common sense thing for her to do is realize that when you're in a hole, stop digging. Yeah, she just keeps on digging. She keeps on digging, right? Thank you to everybody that's liking the video. If you come in, like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Thank you, everybody. All right, so we got a couple of other things to talk about before we move on to my next job, right? Okay. Doing a little part-time work in between the other 2 jobs, right, on YouTube. I had a good week last week. I want to thank everybody that we got over, 1,500 new subscribers. Engagement, yes. So, yeah. So, all right. So just everybody remember, Uncle Rucker, no relation, right, no relation. All right. So, now we're going to keep on riding with that, right? Now, people calling her fat, yeah, I don't know. I don't care one way or another. Oh boy. But let's see. All right. So we have some leftist nonsense to get to and some What do y'all want to do? Oh, I got to talk about this. All right, this was in my neck of the woods. Got to talk about it because there was so much. Yes. So, yeah, I'm going to turn. So much going on in New Orleans this weekend, right? People were complaining that the Essence Fest is no longer authentically black. All right, let's listen in. Okay, let's listen in.
What happened to Black American heritage at Essence Fest? So it's night 1 or night 2, and there is a lot of complaints coming through, and the common consensus is the culture has shifted. It no longer feels like us. And honestly, that makes sense because the people in charge now do not value Black heritage. Essence Fest used to be known as the Cookout. It was created in 1995, created to center Black American heritage, the music, fashion, beauty, political power. It was basically like the family reunion created by Black people for Black people. Soul food, a little gospel, a little trap, NOLA. It was a culture that you felt deep in your chest. But now, not so much. It feels somewhat curated, corporatized, and it no longer feels like it centers us. The current CEO of Essence is a former DEI executive for Target. So the very thing that Black Americans are protesting, she was the center of, and now she's the center, well, she's the head, the CEO of Essence. Upon more research, I found out that she is originally from Kenya, and she moved to the US when she was about 10 years old. The point of me bringing that up is she doesn't seem like she values Black American heritage, because if she did care, the festival will still reflect the very people it was built for. And seeing as though that's not the case, I can't help but think that she does not value Black American heritage. Instead, it's become a space that uplifts everyone else aside from Black American heritage. That shift is starting to feel really intentional. Local Black vendors are being pushed out. Local creators and influencers are overlooked completely, all while being the very representation that is needed for Black-centered heritage in the South. It doesn't make any sense to me. It has slowly become a place that has been curated for optics and not community. This very thing is exactly what I was talking about in my previous videos when I asked the question, where are the Black American beauty creators? The answer.
So but I'll leave the originals will be in the description. But this is not surprising. This is the same playbook, guys. Black people, Black community, Black America. You are not valued by the very people that you claim love you. Kamala.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
Biden.
And you ain't Black.
Biden again.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
Hillary. Right?
That's us.
Hillary.
I don't feel no ways tired.
Hillary.
Is it working?
Right? These people hate you. You are seen as lesser than. As soon as they can push you out, they will. Essence Fest is just a microcosm of what's been happening to you the entire Biden administration. The flood of illegal immigrants into low-income neighborhoods to rig the census so that the Democrats continue to wield power while giving Black people absolutely nothing. You'll get nothing and you'll like it. And you better give us that 92%. But I'm the Uncle Ruckus. I'm the one that's, because we've awakened. This woman is essentially complaining that DEI and Democrat politics have pushed all the Blackness out of Essence Fest. Of course, that's what they do. That's what they do. Yes, I've been here virtually my entire life. I know what Essence Fest is supposed to be. If you continue to allow those who are skin folk but ain't kin folk to push naturally or authentically black culture out of the Essence Fest. Essence Fest was supposed to be a celebration of New Orleans culture blending with authentically, historically black culture. And there have been complaints in the recent past about how things have been corporatized and local vendors have been pushed out. There were local vendors who used to look forward every year to Essence Fest as a boom to their business. But the playbook is the same. Black community, you are not loved by the Democrat Party. A group that loves you wouldn't have started Planned Parenthood for your extermination and then place them into low-income neighborhoods in order to get rid of your kind, because they view you as a drain on society. People are always asking, you think Trump loves you? Well, I really don't care. I don't care about whether or not a politician loves me. I don't care. And Republicans aren't saying that they love me. They're just promising to govern, well, the good ones anyway, according to the Constitution. See, I have a video that I'm going to show you all. I was working on it and I recorded it yesterday, and I was doing I was editing it, but it's discussing how Christians have allowed love to be loosely interpreted, so much so that now they think that the government is supposed to love you. Government's not supposed to love you. Government's supposed to govern. And if government if what government does can be defined as love, it is only love in so much as it does what it's supposed to do according to, like it protects and wields the sword. If it doesn't do it's not supposed to provide your meals. It's supposed to provide the parameters for you to be able to earn without people coming in and stealing from you. It's supposed to adjudicate disputes, bear the sword. That's what bearing the sword means. But I don't need a Republican to love me. I'm an adult male. I have my wife that loves me. My children, they love me. My church members, they love me. So Democrats claim to love black people. That's the thing. But Republicans don't. We don't care. Right? Exactly, Brother Derek Franklin, right? Declaration that's backed up by demonstration. Now you got that Vodi Bakum definition going on, huh? But it's not the government's job to love me. I don't need them to. I don't care if Trump loves me. I've already said it, right? I post this for you all that are always coming in here thinking that that's for you all, because you think that a government needs to love you, right? That Trump needs to love you, right? But I don't care. It's insane that grown men and women need to feel that their government loves them and cares for them. No, I just need the government to run effectively and to enforce the laws, make good laws. That's all I care about. I don't really need them to love me. Thank you, Brother Caleb. Thank you. Love you too, brother. Love you too. Yeah, so this mindset that I have so with my lesson here, I'm trying to teach people, and I think I'm gonna re-record it. But I'm defining love with the Ordo Amoris, one flesh, seed, ecclesia, limits, and knowing your role, right? So the idea is putting love in its proper context for Christians to understand what it is how we're supposed to love, how our love goes outward, and how it's easily defined by the scriptures. Right? You said Vody got it from you. Ha! Well, there you go, brother. I'm not going to dispute that, right? You may know Vody on a personal level. I have no idea. All right? Yeah. So, and black people are already asleep at the wheel. They have been for generations. Great Society programs, fetus deletion, Roe v. Wade, the war on drugs, the infiltration of drugs into the neighborhoods, the 94 crime bill, all Democrat, all Democrat. DEI and affirmative action, which has greatly impacted white women. It helps white women more than it helps black people. You guys, go ahead. You've been voting Democrat for 60 plus years. For 60 plus years. What you got? What you got?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Right? Fear.
They're going
right,
to put y'all back in chains.
Put y'all back in chains, right? They just, every year, they scare you into believing that the Republicans are going to put y'all back in chains. That's essentially that's why they keep you in chains. You're mental slaves to the Democrat Party. It is what it is. Nah, they are just evil, right, rebellious acts that people have pushed to make a human right. But it's yes. I know what you're talking about. Yes, deviant sexual orientation that usually takes an empire down quickly. Yes, it does. Amen. Yeah. So, yeah. Yep. It is what it is, right? I mean, that's what they do, right? Everything is racist. Everything is racist, and apparently, right, according to the left, right? Everything is gay. Right? Everything is gay. So, but even that's going down, right? That's going down. Like the Pride Month this year was not as heavily attended or supported by corporations, which, there's so much other stuff. So then, yeah, we may end it here. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that I want to add to this episode. Yeah. Right. I know. Derek, why do people fall for that? Every year, like the Republicans are racist. The Republicans are racist. The Republicans are racist. That's all they have. Racist Republicans. Racist Republicans. It's every year. Every 2 years, every 4 years. It's the same playbook. How is it so effective? I don't know. I have no idea. But a lot of black men, and we saw this recently, that a lot of black men have been waking up to the grift of the Democrat Party. They'll call me a grifter. I'm like, well, y'all getting grifted by the Democrats. You should be used to it. Let me grift y'all then. If y'all foolish enough to fall for the Democrat grift, fall for mine then. Come on, lefties. Fall for my grift too then. Like y'all fall for grifts. You have been for 60 plus years. I don't understand. Like, okay, great. Yes, you fall for grifts. Okay. That's what y'all do. Right. Man, there were so many things I wanted to talk about. This was my rundown. Yeah. Right. Okay, so yeah, the Texas floods, we're going to talk about that. I had so much to talk. Yeah, the NYC floods. I was going to talk about, you know what? I will talk about this one. Well, it's TD Jakes, Cash Patel. We talked about him already. We had the LGBTQ exodus, how it flopped this year. We could talk about this. Yes, right? Let's see. Right? People say, oh, the Republicans don't do anything for you. Then I guess that makes them and the Democrats one and the same. Right? One and the same. Because the Democrats have never done anything for me either. So I guess my vote doesn't really matter, right? If neither one of them is going to do anything for me, it doesn't matter who I vote for, right? That's how it. That's why I used to vote third party for the most part, right? Democrats do nothing for me. I'm not on Medicaid. I don't get government assistance. They take my money to give it to other people. I showed you all my premiums from Obamacare in 2017. They take my money. I'm a software engineer, have been for 25 years. Independent contractor for the past 10. Self-employed, which means they come after me harder than they come after W-2 workers. 35+% of my money goes to whatever the government decides it goes to. That de-incentivizes you from, well, I guess if I make more money, they're going to take more money. But I guess it's like, well, you know what? Just keep making money because it's better than not having it. It's one of the reasons why I do this podcast. It's fun, yes, but it makes money. Right? I'm not ashamed of making money. Why is that? It's not a sin. As long as I don't love it, I won't debase myself for doing it by doing it. So people think that is an evil thing. They say money is the root of all evil. No, it's not. The love of money is, right? Yes. Yes, I do talk about Jesus because he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Yes. Every morning, I recite multiple books of the Bible. I'm memorizing the book of James. Yeah, I love Jesus. Yes, I love it. Yeah. And this person's talking about compassion. Define compassion. You've defined compassion. Define it, right? Define compassion biblically. Right? Y'all might get this. Yeah, I don't let ignorant people who are ignorant of Christian doctrine tell me how to be Christian. It's in you're ignorant. So I'm not interested in your theological musings. You're ignorant. So why would I care what you think? You have no heaven or hell to put me in. People try to tell me on my wall, you're going to rot in hell. I'm like, thank you. What, your personal one? Do you have one? Do you have one? Look at that. Can't even keep his story straight. Now he's talking about taxes. Yep. It'll take me about 5 minutes to blister your ignorance on the Bible. Yeah. So anyway. I laugh at you all that come in here trying to quote or tell me that I'm not a Christian, that I don't know anything about Jesus. Okay. You see, the vast majority of those books back there are theological books. Yes. It's a good question. I'll answer this one and then we might go. Yes. Grayson H. asks a great question. Classical education is essentially the great books plus the trivium and the quadrivium, right? The trivium being grammar, dialectic, and rhetoric. The quadrivium being, the quadrivium being, geometry, arithmetic. Oh, see, now I feel bad. Geometry, arithmetic. The other, I forget the other two. All right. But yes, we are, by classical education, that's what I mean, right? Reading the great books, joining the great conversation, practicing the grammar, the dialectic, and the rhetoric, which leads to a fuller understanding of human civilization. You join the great conversations. You're able to speak to authors of the past, read them in their own language if you learn Greek and Latin and the like. So the idea is you become better by understanding the path that man has trodden throughout history. You join that conversation. It makes you a more virtuous person. That's classical education in a nutshell. It has been coined by great thinkers. I mean, obviously, it comes from the classical thinkers of the Greek and the Latin, Aristotle, Plato, and the like, and then formalized more by Aquinas and and men, throughout history. It's seen a renaissance since Dorothy Sayers' essay in the early 1900s on classical education as a recapturing classical education after it has been lost because of compulsory education and the like. So that's what I mean by classical education. That's one of the things that my family pursues. And so I just wanted, that was a good question. I like that. Now let's go back to Brother Derek Franklin super chat. Thank you for the super chat, brother. All right. Got 4 minutes before we have to head out. All right. Everybody has asked the question, what shall we do with the Negro? Frederick Douglass, right? I have had but one answer from the beginning. Do nothing with us. Your doing with us has already played the mischief with us. That's exactly, right? That's exactly what we want. Just leave us alone. And let us sink or swim on our own merit. We don't need your help. Right? Ain't I a man? That's what, right? That's a... Right? Where is it? Where's the that image? Yeah. But yeah, it was the image back in the 60s, right? Ain't I a man? I'm a man. Let me sink or swim on my own. I don't need your handouts. Don't emasculate me, don't infantilize me. Yeah. That's what we want. We want people to leave us alone. Now, there are some who don't. Right? They want the handouts. They think that everybody they believe in equity and everybody should be the same, right? I've been given gifts that certain people haven't been given, and vice versa. There are people who are more skilled at certain things than I am, right? And recognizing that is part and parcel of the American experience. That person can use their giftings to create a better life for themselves, whereas I can use my giftings to do the same. And we can help each other. Capitalism is supposed to be a move towards you using your gifts, skills, and abilities to make your fellow man's life better. And thereby, you become rich. You can become rich by doing that. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, again, yeah. So that's exactly it. That's what Frederick Douglass said, and I agree with that one. Do nothing with us. Let us sink or swim on our own merits. Where's my? I changed some of the buttons on my. Is that the closeout? Is that the closeout? Is that it? Yes, that's it. All right, there you go. Okay. Thank you to everybody that tuned in for this one. All right. I didn't cover everything I wanted to cover, but limited time frame. But I appreciate everybody for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We've got a goal to hit 9,000 before the end of the month. I appreciate everybody that has helped with that, has subscribed, has liked, has shared. Anything helps. We appreciate. Yeah, I wish capitalism still worked like that too. Right? Fortunately, it doesn't. Right? We have more corporatism than we have capitalism today. But, anyway. Yes, appreciate you, Brother Derek Franklin. Peace and love to you too, brother. And until next time, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, support. All the information will be in the description. And until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. See y'all around. Bye.